Welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 battle report here at Slider Games. We have another 1,000 point battle report for you today, and people wanted some Tau, so Tau are here, but it's not my Tau. I'm running my Tyranids again. After my last video, and I realized that Gene Stealers had 2 wounds, as a few people pointed out to me in the comments. I totally missed that. I was like, I want to give them another try. So I've brought the Gene Stealers and my Tyranids back, playing against some Tau here in a 1,000 point battle report. What we have going on, we're using our Leviathan mission cards here. We've got Scorched Earth. So with this mission, in your shooting phase, you can elect not to shoot or charge, and if your unit stays within an inch of an objective at the start of your next command phase, if you control that objective, it's removed from the battlefield. You score 5 points if you remove an objective from no man's land, and you score 10 points if you can remove your opponent's objective. And we do have classic Dawn of War deployment here, so one team along this edge, other army along the far edge over there, and in this ruined cityscape, the Tau and the Tyranids are trying to utterly destroy one another. Justin is back with the Bork'an Sept.
I'm back. Ready
to cleanse this planet of the Tyranid menace.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna see how much we can trash and burn here.
So, 10th edition, you know, exciting times. You've played a few games. What are your overall thoughts? Do you like it, not like it? What do you think?
So core rules are great. The Tempest of War style tactical objectives and the way that all works is phenomenal. That's been the best part of every game I've played. I think everyone knows certain armies are just in a weird spot right now. Some are really good, some are really bad. We've got some in the middle. I think that hopefully it's going to all start gravitating towards that middle spot again, and we'll probably be good around the time that we get some points changes and some codex drops. But right now, it's Wild West, and it's cool to see what happens.
I'm loving it so far. This is, my second game. Last video was my first game, so here we are. Let's take a look at the armies. This is 995 points of my Hive Fleet Baraxas. We have our Broodlord leading the charge again with 10 Gene Stealers. Having 20 wounds to go through with the Gene Stealers instead of 10 is going to make that a little bit more interesting. He did get an enhancement called Perfectly Adapted. I just looked it up and then totally forgot when I turned on the camera. So what that does is once per turn he can reroll a hit, a wound, a charge, an advance, or a saving throw, or a damage roll, which he doesn't have. So he can reroll one of those things each turn, so that's pretty cool. So we do have an enhancement this time. He's in charge, running the show with some Gene Stealers. We'll see if they can survive a little bit better this time, knowing they have 2 wounds. Then behind him, we have 2 more squads of 5 Gene Stealers, 2 units of warriors. One on the left there is going to be a melee unit of warriors. The one on the right is the shooty warriors. They do have a venom cannon with them this time. Behind them, we've got 2 squads of zoanthropes. 2 squads of 3 there, so 2 separate units for the zoanthropes. They are kind of your anti-tank now for the Tyranids that I have. And then finally, oops, rocking the camera there, a Trigon. So he'll come in out of Deep Strike Reserve, hopefully to mess with the Tau's positioning. So we'll see, probably put at least a couple units in strategic reserves. But this is the Tyranids. Let's take a look at the Tau. This is exactly 1,000 points of Bork'an Sept Tau. What do we got?
So, we'll start out with the old Crisis Suits here. The Crisis Suits are probably going to be, they're going to be deep striking. They are all equipped with Cyclic Ion. So there'll be 3 Cyclic Ion on each of the Crisis Suits down there with a shield generator. They all also have 2 shield drones to give them 2 extra wounds. The Commander, Commander Stormstrike, has 4 Cyclic Ion, because now Cold Stars can take Cyclic Ion. And she has a shield drone and a marker drone to give that unit marker lights so they can ignore cover.
Sweet.
After that, we've got the Pathfinders down here. They are running 2 rail rifles. Everything else is as you can see there. The rest of them all have pulse carbines. The rail rifles will be hopefully hitting on some 4s with the heavy keyword, but we'll see how that works out. A lot, they might not be doing that. Next we got the Ghost Keel, which is this is actually the debut of this model for me. The Ghost Keel is going to be running, contrary to what it actually visually has equipped, it's going to be running a cyclic ion blaster and 2 flamers, just to try to get some more shots out of it, maybe take advantage of that Overwatch.
Yeah.
It has 2 drones that allow it to knock 2 attacks down to 0, and it also has a battle suit support system built in, which allows it to fall back and shoot.
Sweet.
It does lose the smoke keyword when it does that, weirdly enough. But it also has the smoke keyword now, so interesting. But that's the Ghost Keel. Next to that, we have the stealth suits. Stealth suits in 10th edition are pretty much the same as they were in 9th. They are going to be valuable for their guiding gives rerolls of a wound roll of 1, or of all wound rolls of 1. So they'll be helping out with the effectiveness of some of the shooting. The leader has a battlesuit support system and a fusion blaster.
Cool.
Behind them, we have a unit of 10 breachers led by a cadre fireblade. Standard breachers, they're going to be getting their 10-inch range, 2 shots assault pulse blasters with strength 6, -2 AP, 1 damage. And that's all going to be bumped up by a shot each by the cadre, so they're going to get 30 shots.
That's awesome.
So they're going to be a nasty little surprise for whoever gets to meet them. They're going to be in the Devilfish behind them there. It's got 2 seeker missiles, 2 gun drones on its ports, and an accelerator burst cannon, which just got eroded to have the -1 AP.
Hey,
so
there you go.
all those are the same now. And then next to that, we've got the Humble Piranha, who also has 2 seeker missiles, a fusion blaster, and 2 gun drones. It's got a nasty little battle shock testing as well within 12 inches. So we're going to see what he can do.
Yeah, the Piranhas are really cool as just a way to get extra seeker missiles. And, you know, with battle shock harassment, that's pretty sweet too. I think I'm most excited. I haven't played my Tau yet in 10th edition, but the Cadre Fireblade just seems really cool whenever he's in a unit. That'll be sweet with the breachers jumping out of the Devilfish, which also is an assault transport, so it can move, drop them out, and then their short range guns get to blast something up close. Sweet, beautiful stuff. I love this Ghost Keel. I love all of them actually. I really like your paint scheme with these guys. Looks so good. White is hard to do, people, and it looks great. All right, let's look at deployment. Deployment is complete for both armies, and both armies have pretty small footprint here to begin. I think the Tau have 5 units out on the battlefield, where the Tyranids have 4 units out on the battlefield due to reserves and things like that. So for me and the Tyranids Baraxas, we do have our shooting warriors down here underneath of this building, kind of hard to see under there, with some zoanthropes beside them. And then over here on this flank we have the choppy, stabby warriors and the Broodlord and his 10 gene sealers. The Trigon is in Deep Strike Reserve and a unit of zoanthropes, and both of the small units of gene sealers are in Strategic Reserve. The idea here is the zoanthropes will give the warriors a 6-up invulnerable save, which is pretty cool. But they're just hanging out, kind of backed up. The Tau actually don't have great range. Most of their stuff is 18 or 24. So kind of hanging out in the back. The warriors do have an opportunity to move over to my home objective if they need to. And then on this flank, I had put the warriors down pretty early whenever there were some stealth suits up here and a Devilfish. So they're kind of not in a great spot for getting into melee with anybody, but they could move up to this objective if they need to. But the Broodlord and his Gene Sealers with their 8-inch scout move have the option to rush forward if we go first, or to use that 8 inches to maybe hide behind this terrain piece right here. Yeah, that's kind of it. I debated on whether to send the Broodlord, that was my last unit, over to this flank, but I wanted to just concentrate everything into one spot for now. We'll see how that goes. And what's going on with the Tau deployment?
All right, so the Tau are set up to try to hold one flank and maybe distract on the other. So we've got some observers on the left flank with the stealth suits. They're going to try to just point out some targets to some of our bigger guns. They're really just trying to pull the Tyranids around into a specific spot and hopefully be able to really take advantage of that surprise attack on turn 3. we've got some fast-moving units on the right flank to give some maneuverability if I have to try to, or if the Tau have to try to like shift flanks really quickly. They're aware of some reports of some things rumbling below the earth here, so they are going to be very aware of what can come up to attack them. But it's going to be a lot of moving around and juking and trying to avoid being caught out while maybe trying to destroy a couple objectives.
Yeah. The Pathfinders here infiltrated, so they're already on this objective. Same with the stealth team up top, and technically the Ghost goes like half an inch into the no man's land. Just for awareness with the terrain and everything. So this is a ruin. Ruins block line of sight no matter how big they are. So this is totally line of sight blocking down the middle of the battlefield here. So that is a big thing. There are some good firing lines though still, like these kind of angles here and here. So the Tau have some good firing angles, but there is a lot of line of sight blocking, even though this doesn't seem... Imagine this is, you know, smoking crater. There's, you know, fog. This is like a weird steam vent, you know, I don't know, something like that. So you can't see through it, but that's the idea behind that. And honestly, with the new terrain rules, and I was talking to Justin about this when he came and saw the terrain, is I did this because normally when I set up my terrain in 9th edition, like one of these big things had to be in the middle to block line of sight. I just wanted to do this just so I could put, you know, some of my bigger pieces around the outside edges of the board for once, and still have line of sight blocking in the middle. But yeah, that's it. Tyranids trying to eat some Tau. Tau trying to eliminate the threat of Hive Fleet Baraxas. But now, we need to roll off to see who goes first in this adventure. I'll let you roll first, sir.
Alright. With the orange Tau die,
That's
we got a
6.
6.
Tough to beat a 6. Impossible, really. All right, so it will be... yeah. We're rolling for low, right? So it will be Tau turn 1. I do have a scout move with the Broodlord and the Gene Stealer, so we'll move that, and then we'll get into battle round 1 for the Tau. The Tau have drawn their objectives: assassination, kill the Broodlord, and then their other one is secure no man's land. Getting 1, their Pathfinder is already on 1, so that's 2 VP at least, but if they can hold a second one in no man's land, they'll get 5. The Tau movement has concluded. Yeah, over here, these guys kind of spread out a little bit. The 2 railguns did shift out. They do have line of sight into the warriors through the opening in that ruin. Piranha shifted over. But over here, I think, is the real story. What's happening over here? There's a devilfish and some stealth team members. I wanted you... You're supposed to come this way. You're supposed to come this way. The breachers get out, kill a couple of Gene Stealers, and then I come and kill all of your stuff. And then that's not what happened.
If we were in the Mont Ka era, we'd be doing that. Yeah. But it's been decided for us that we are now the patient hunters. So
yes.
I am being patient.
Yep, Koyaning. That's how you Koyan. You're luring me into the trap.
So we're trying to do that spiral. We're trying to spiral you around.
Yeah. So you did advance with the Devilfish. It got a 6, so it had a huge move. But the stealth team, they also advanced, but they only rolled a 1, so they were only able to drop down. So with the new fly rules, this is something that's important. So if you start or end your movement with fly on a terrain piece, you have to actually measure the distance up and down. So you measure like a straight diagonal, or in this case, straight down, because they only had a 9-inch move. However, it very specifically says in the rules, if you start or end your movement on a terrain feature, you have to measure the up and down. So what we're saying for what we're going to do, put in the comments if you think this is right or wrong. It's kind of being debated online, I feel like, right now. But so the Devilfish, he started back here. He could fly basically over the building, his full movement, like into this area. Since he's not landing, he didn't start on a terrain feature or end on a terrain feature, he wouldn't have to measure that up and then down distance. That's how we're doing it. That's what we decided with our flyers today. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Otherwise, fly is basically just moving over enemy units, which doesn't seem that good. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Continuing though, Tau are on 2 objectives, so they will get 5 points for securing no man's land. Pathfinders here, Ghost Keel in the middle, but that's our movement. So yeah, let's go into shooting phase. We're starting the shooting. CP was spent on, what's it called?
Coordinate to engage.
Yeah, so on the Pathfinders, they have that. So since they can guide 2 units, they'll be guiding the Piranha and the Ghost Keel at the Warriors that they can also see. So they'll get the +1 to their ballistic skill as well. So +1 to the ballistic skills of everything shooting at the Warriors.
Yep.
And we're starting with the 2 Seeker missiles from the Piranha.
Yeah, and everything here ignores cover because of the Pathfinders.
Yes.
All right, so 2 Seeker missiles on 3s. Oh!
That's a double 2.
Ooh! Not a good start.
And yeah, you
but that's 2 Seekers gone.
Don't have any CP to spend because you used that on the stratagem. You want to go straight into the next unit.
Yeah, we're going to go with the Ghost Keel next.
Okay.
It only can reach with the Cyclic Ion Raker. It's got 6 shots. And the Warriors are 3 wounds each.
They are.
So we're going to overcharge this.
Yes, overcharge it.
So overcharged. These are hitting on 3s. Oh my goodness.
3 2s and a 1.
Those 6 first.
Yeah. He had rolled 3 6s on his first
so
roll.
that's
So
2
does
hits.
he take a damage?
We do the hazardous test after.
That's
There's
right.
just 1. Makes it a little bit more useful
Yeah.
on bigger suits.
Yep.
So 2 hits. This is strength 9, so 3s.
Yeah, T5. So 1 wound.
So 1 wound at -3.
-3. So they do have a 6-up invulnerable save from the Zoanthropes, which they fail.
All right,
so
that's
one of
dead
them
warrior.
gets nuked, and then you have to make a hazardous.
Yes. So
Weapon
it's just 1
save.
since it's 1 weapon.
Yep.
On a 1, he takes 3 wounds. Okay,
there's the
he's
save.
safe.
All right, so 1 warrior is dead. The last gun for the Tau, 2 rail guns here for the Pathfinders going in to the last 2 warriors.
And they're typically hitting on 5s. They are using the coordinate to engage stratagem, so they're hitting on 4s instead with the buff to ballistic score. So looking for 4s. There's 1. Okay,
and
we will
one.
take 1 4.
And then these are devastating wounds, so 6s make these mortals.
These are strength 10.
So these will wound on 2s.
Wounded on 2s. 6s are mortals.
Okay, not a 6, but it is a wound.
And that is -3.
-3.
No
Okay,
cover.
so I have my 6-up invulnerable save from the Zoanthropes, which I fail. D6, is it D6?
Just 3, flat 3.
Flat 3, okay.
Yep.
So another warrior is dead. With the Devilfish and Stealth Team advancing, that is the last shots for the Tau. Down to 1. The Venom Cannon warrior is still under there. He'll have to take a Battle Shock test in my command phase, but the Tau do get 5 points for securing No Man's Land, for holding the center objective and the Pathfinder objective over here. They're ditching Assassination, so they will get an extra CP when they do that. And we'll go to the Tyranid objectives here for Battle Round 1.
Tyranids want to investigate signals. Get a unit wholly within 9 inches of the corner of the battlefield. You get 2 VP for each corner you're in. That's not super appealing to me right now. And then secure no man's land as well. Getting 1 objective I can do pretty easily. Getting 2 is going to be very difficult.
We are actually at the end of the Tyranid turn. So, some things happened. Line of sight blocking terrain is a thing. Zoanthropes are slow. That's what we've learned. So over here, everything advanced. The Warriors and the Broodlord and his Gene Stealers advanced forward. I could not actually, with a regular move, the Stealth Team was just over 12 inches away, so I couldn't charge, so I decided to advance. They got a 5. The Warriors also got a 5. So both of these units are controlling this objective, so I'm going to get 2 points for securing No Man's Land. Over here with my other 2 units, the Zoanthropes are hiding in the dark under there. With their 5-inch move, they could not get within 12 inches to shoot at the Ghost Keel. They couldn't get within 24 inches to shoot at the Piranha, and the Devilfish is behind this line of sight blocking terrain. So they couldn't shoot anything. They just moved forward into this kind of position. The idea is they're now able, if something does expose itself, they could overwatch on the next turn if they wanted to. And then my lone warrior that's still alive down here with the Venom Cannon, he took shelter behind this big crate. I was thinking he could have like shuffled forward so he could shoot down at the Pathfinders, but I figured it would be better if I could try to get him to survive to score points for primaries in the next battle round. If the Ghost Keel wants to fire everything at him to get him off that objective, then sure, I'll take that, because that's not fire going somewhere else. But the big story, other than the fact that I can't shoot or do anything else this turn, so I do get those 2 points, Rapid Ingress was spent on the Crisis team. So they can come in battle round 1 due to the homing beacon of the stealth team. So they jumped in back here. They are out of range of the zoanthropes as well, so no shooting there either. So they're in range. They're coming in, looking to work over here. This is the perfect example of the Koyan Broodlord and his Gene Stealer sweeping in on this edge. They've lured them into this trap. Had no idea they were coming in. So that's it. So the Tyranids will get 2 points for secondaries for also partially securing no man's land. So it'll be 5-2 heading into battle round 2. Let's look at the new objectives for the town. The new objectives for the Tau are pretty interesting. Attempting target. So if they control the objective that is covered by the Broodlord and his Gene Stealers and the Warriors, they'll get 5 points. But also capturing enemy outpost. If they can get my home objective that's only being guarded by a lone warrior, they'll get 8 VP. So that's pretty big. Let's see what happens. With the Tau poised to score 10 points for primaries here and here, that'd be 10. And with the Crisis team coming in and access to stratagems, and with that being there, if I can, I'm going to go ahead now and do Shadow in the Warp. So trying to get some of these units to 0 OC to prevent possibly some scoring and maybe stop somebody from scoring my home objective. So we're going to start over here and do some battle shocking for everybody. So starting with the Crisis team.
All right, Crisis team. They just came in. They're fresh-faced. They're good.
They're safe.
Stealth team.
Stealth team
They're
fails.
not.
Okay, so the stealth team,
So
OC
stealth team
0, no
fails.
stratagems.
Devilfish.
That's a
It's
6
good.
and a 1, so they're safe. Ghost
So that's
Keel.
one objective that I definitely have.
Yep.
Ghost Keel's good.
Also good with an 11. These are the ones I need the Pathfinders to fail.
All right,
Is this
we're gonna do
Pathfinders? Okay.
first. Pathfinders.
They do fail. Do you want to spend a CP? Because that would be 5 points if you auto pass that.
Unfortunately, I still have 2 with those 2. Or is it No Man's Land specifically is what I have to use to say?
So this is just for primary scoring. So if you fail that, you won't get the 5 points for.
Because I have the Devilfish,
yeah.
Devilfish pass.
Never mind.
So I am going to leave that.
So they failed though. So they're not controlling that objective.
They are not. And then the Piranha. Piranha's good.
Piranha got an 8.
So-
Okay, so the stealth team and the Pathfinders fail. I was really hoping, I was thinking too, I forgot that they held that.
Yeah.
So it didn't affect the primary scoring, but I was hoping the Piranha or maybe the Ghost Keel, who the Ghost Keel can easily get over here and out OC me, would fail. But that's where we are. I will note, I don't think I mentioned it, I did roll a Battle Shock test for that warrior on my turn, he passed. So yeah, there we are. Let's go into movement phase.
Sweet.
Movement is concluded for the Tau. Some things are converging here on this point. So we've got my Gene Stealers and Broodlord, my melee warriors. The Devilfish swung back, dropped down his assault ramp, and the Breachers jumped out. The Crisis team shifted over. The Stealth team moved up into this window. So there's a lot of firepower. Pointed down, this is the tempting target objective. So they do want to claim it, obviously. I have 2 warriors within range. That gives a 4 OC, and I have 5 Gene Stealers. So I have a total of 9 OC on that currently. There are a few Breachers who are already in range. In the center, Ghost Keel didn't move. He's going to be probably shooting. The Piranha advanced up. The idea was he could get in range of that objective. He has a special ability that makes forces combat attrition tests on units within 12 inches, which I did make the test on my warrior and he passed, so I am still holding that. He rolled a 2 on his advance, so he was half an inch out, so the Piranha is not on that objective, so I am holding it as long as that warrior survives. And then over here, Pathfinder shifted out so they could get some shots in on the zoanthropes. And then I spent a CP at the end of the town movement phase, and the Trigon has come in, and his ability allows him to come in just over 3 inches away, so he is right up in the business of that devilfish. He is not visible to the Ghost Keel from that ruin, not visible to the Crisis team for this big ruin right beside him, and no Overwatch is being fired by the Breachers, so he is in here ready to make some moves on my turn. Or, you know, the other thing, he is kind of a distraction. Obviously, they want to score this objective, so it's like, bring him in, so maybe do you shoot some stuff back this way, but I think probably they're going to have enough guns over here to clear me out. We'll find out, but that's the story so far. The Tau did score 10 points for primaries. Yeah, and doesn't look like maybe a charge could get them capture enemy outposts, but as of right now, they're not going to get the 8 points for that. But if they can get this objective, which is definitely possible, that will be 5 points for secondaries. Let's go to shooting phase. Into the shooting phase for the Tau. The drones on the Piranha shot in. They took a wound off the zoanthropes. Also, I know I said that he might be able to charge. He can't charge. He advanced, and that's why only the drones are shooting, because they have assault. But now we're going over here to the Ghost Keel, firing into the zoanthropes. You can see them through the windows around the edge of this building. So Cyclic Ion.
Yep, and we're going to overcharge it.
Yeah.
Because they're 3 wounds each?
3 wounds each, yeah.
Yeah, so these are overcharged. So I'll do a hazardous test after this. So we're looking for 3s. As the exact same situation.
Yeah.
4 misses again.
2 3s.
2 3s. This is strength 9.
So T5, so 3s. And he gets
same thing.
one.
1 hit.
And we do have a 4-up invulnerable save, which we pass.
Make it.
Okay, and then
All right.
he makes. Get that up because we got to
Hazardous
do
test?
hazardous testing here for him.
He's fine.
He survives it. Okay, so no additional damage done to the zoanthrope. We are going to the shooting phase, starting with the Crisis team. They're being guided by the Stealth team into the Gene Stealers with the Broodlord. I did spend a CP on Rapid Regeneration, so they get a 5-up Feel No Pain because they're within 6 inches of a Synapse unit, so they are in Synapse range. So they will have a 5-up Feel No Pain. You are overcharging the Cyclic here, so they will do 2 damage, but it will be hazardous weapon tests at the end. But this is the Crisis suits themselves, so 27 shots to start?
27 shots. Hitting on 3s, no rerolls.
13 hits.
Yep.
Now the wound roll.
These are wounding on
3s.
3s?
No, these are T4.
So 2s.
Yeah.
Rerolling 1s.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take the 1s. 3 1s, let's reroll those. So that's
10 wounds so far.
Nope.
And, well, at least 1 failed. 1 off the table. Okay.
Okay, so 12.
All right, let me get some dice. So I have 12 5-up invulnerable saves for the Gene Sealers. I save 3. So 9 go through. And I have to do these 2 at a time. All right, so I have 9. Let me get 9 over here. All right, so the first one is alive and takes no damage. Next one is alive on 1 wound.
This is not looking good.
You've killed 1 Gene Stealer. I'll pull 1.
With half the shots so far?
There are 6 saves left to make.
Oh no. I'm gonna do more damage myself.
1 wound off another one. Okay, killed 2 so far. I'm pulling them away as I do this so I don't lose track. Alright, 4 more saves. You kill another. Alright, 3 saves left. He is alive on 1 wound. He is dead. And then 1 more is dead. Okay, you kill 5, and then your commander has to shoot. Now it is the commander's turn. 12 shots, hits on 2s. That was better. No misses there. Okay.
All right. Wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s. Commanders are still
4
that's
1s. Yeah, we'll reroll that one.
So that's all.
You can reroll that one first because if it's a 1, you'll reroll it again.
True.
Not a 1. That's
Okay.
a hit. Okay. So a few rerolls.
Okay.
So 12.
So all converts.
Okay, that's good. Let's see
That's
if we can
statistically.
make more saves. Okay, we've got 12 more 5-up invulnerable saves. Did better. Wow, a lot better on the invulnerable saves. I saved 6.
So half. Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
so now there's 6.
Oh, no, I don't think it's going to do it.
We need the Feel No Pains again. The first one's alive on 1 wound. He is
Okay,
dead.
that's 1 dead. So now the rest of these you can't save.
Dead. Alright, 4 saves left.
Ah!
He's alive on 1
survive.
wound. There will be a Gene Stealer left. Alright, he is dead.
Oh, that hurts.
Ah! The Gene Stealers always
Hang
hug
on.
each other whenever they... Alright, 2 saves left. He's alive totally. Last save.
Oh!
No damage. Okay, so 3 Gene
7
Stealers
Gene Stealers.
and the Broodlord. Yeah,
That was
only
it.
killing
Oh, no.
7. So hazardous shots or hazardous weapon tests. Okay, so the first one rolled his 3. We know it's all mortal wounds that go to the unit, but you know, some people have superstitions about the way they roll. So the first 3 are fine. No mortal wounds yet.
Okay.
No mortal wounds on the second. 7 more die to go. That's good. All right. So no, you won't lose a model at the very least.
Oh, I could if I get 2 here.
There's
I got 1.
Okay, so 1 failed test.
Okay.
After the crisis team fired, they did spend 2 CP to
Strike and fade.
strike and fade. They struck and faded
Right into...
onto the objective. Because the thing was, these guys and the Devilfish basically had to kill at least... They actually had to kill all of these guys.
Oh, yeah.
They would have had to kill the whole squad of warriors to secure this, because they had a total of 4 OC on this. I would have 3 from the Gene Stealers, and if any one of them was alive, I'd have 2 more for 5. So they shifted up, so they are on the objective. So OC-wise, the Tau will control this regardless of how many warriors are killed. But now it is the Breacher's turn. One of them was out of range, so he fired into the Gene Stealers, did no damage. We have 27 shots coming into the warriors right here.
All right, here we go.
Hitting on 2s.
And rerolling all wounds because they're on the objective. No rerolls of 1.
So there are only 2 1s in there. So 25 hits, 3s to wound, rerolling everything. After rerolls, we've got 23 saves. I need 6s on these for the Hive Mind. Looks like a dead. So 3, yeah, dead. Dead many times over. Okay, so the warriors have been destroyed. Next up, the Devilfish firing his Seeker missiles into the Trigon. These will hit on 4s.
Looking for 4s. There's 1.
1 4.
I'm not going to use this. And it's a strength 14, so this is the best thing to
So
wound
a 3,
him.
yeah.
So 3s. Oh!
Fails. Do you
All
want
the
to
Seeker missiles
CP
have
that?
gone wide. Nah,
Okay.
I don't think that I'm going to really be killing your Trigon, so...
Okay, and then
It was a nice thing to have.
it's got some small arms
Yes.
firing into the Gene Stealers / Broodlord over there.
4 and 4. So 4 shots from the high accelerator burst cannon. Use our strength 6 minus 1 AP, 1 damage. We'll see if we can get some hits here. So this is hitting on 4s. Ooh, nothing.
No on that. And then
Classic
4 shots
Tau.
from the gun drones.
4 shots from the gun drones. These are twin linked. So looking for 4s. That's not really the one I wanted that on, but we'll take it.
3 and then
Looking for
these are
the strength
3s.
5, so 3s.
Yeah.
And re-rolling wounds because of twin linked. So re-roll these 2. This could get lucky. So 2.
2,
Could pick
5
off one
ups.
if we get real lucky.
which I failed both. 5 ups again for the Feel No Pains.
Oh, get some wounds.
One Gene Stealer is wounded. That is the conclusion of the Tau turn. They do score 5 points for tempting target, taking this objective over here. Plus the 10 they got on primaries, and the 5 they had from the first battle round puts them on 20. Tyranids currently sitting on 2, If we can pass our battle shock test over here on this warrior, we'll get 5 primary points. But let's go into the objectives for the Tyranids in Battle Round 2.
Tyranid objectives. Defend stronghold. I have to hold my home objective through my opponent's next turn. Currently, I have 1 warrior sitting on it. That could be dicey. Storm hostile objective. I have to control an objective that was controlled by the Tau at the start of my turn. The Ghost Keel is sitting there kind of exposed. My Trigon has a higher OC, so I could maybe get that one.
Our first unit moves of the turn is the Trigon moving over to try to get onto that objective, and the Crisis team is firing Overwatch. Many shots, hitting on 6s. Let's see what we got.
Here we go.
This is just the suits themselves. Several 6s in there. These are the shots from the commander. 6s again.
Only 1.
Only 1.
So that evened that out, actually.
So it goes to 10. There are 10 6s. Now we need 5s to wound. These are not overcharged.
Raise the...
Using the fancy dice.
Yeah. So 10... Alright. Looking for 5s.
I see 1, 2.
2.
Okay, 2. And it's AP minus 2?
1.
AP minus 1. Okay, so 2 force. Which I passed. Overwatch.
That's your typical Overwatch.
Yeah, classic. Movement has concluded. So yeah, the Trigon here in the middle, looking to charge into the Ghost Keel. As long as he lives, even if the Ghost Keel survives, I will have more OC on that, and I will get that for Storm hostile objective. So that would be 5 points for us. Over here, the Broodlord just shifted up, so he's got charging options. I did bring in a squad of Zoanthropes from Strategic Reserve, so they can shoot into this mess. The Zoanthropes in here, they shifted back a little bit, so they can still shoot into this melee up here. But now they're a little bit closer to my home objective, so on the next turn, they can get onto it if they need to. I did leave the lone guy just hanging out in the back by himself. Moving him forward didn't really get me much. Yeah, so he's just hanging out there hoping to survive, basically. And then I did bring in a 1 squad of Gene Stealers back here looking to mince up some Pathfinders. So that is our movement concluded. Battle round 2, I'll actually get to attack something this turn. Let's go to shooting phase. Starting off the shooting, we're going to go with these Zoanthropes over here with the Neurothrope in there. I haven't mentioned it yet because I haven't attacked anything, but I do have Hyper Aggression, which is I get lethal hits against vehicles, which battle suits are vehicles. I did spend a CP to give them the extra adaption thing, so they also have Swarming Instincts, so they're going to get sustained hits as they fire into this squad of Breachers. So it's D3 shots each, but it's blasted, it's D3 plus 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. Not what we were hoping for, but 6s will count as 2. Yeah. I get 1 sustained hit. They hit on 3s, so 8 hits.
Nice. Wounding on 3s?
Wounding on 3s because of a Guardian Drone. So that is 6 6-up saves.
Alright. Let's see if they can turn their shoulders. Okay.
You saved 2.
Wow.
Nice. So 4 are dead. Next up, the Trigon is going to fire in. He's got 6 shots with his Bioelectric Pulse. It is sustained hits 2. So these will, 6s will count as 2 hits. These hit on 3s. No 6s and a miss. So strength 5, so wounding on 4s because of your drone. So 3, no AP on this.
Alright, so we're going to get 4-ups.
Mm-hmm.
1 guy.
1 more dead. Okay, I haven't even forced a Battle Shock. That's only, yeah, there's still 5 left. A lot of debate on whether the Zoanthropes down here should shoot the Crisis team or these guys. The Crisis suits do have invulnerable saves, so I'm going to try to get rid of the little guys. They're going to be a problem for controlling objectives and things like that. Plus, I do still have the Broodlord. He could charge in right here and still do some pretty serious damage to the Crisis team. So, firing in here, it's 3d3 plus 1. I realized on my first one, since there were 10, it should have been d3 plus 2. But I forgot I'm not going back. This is how I have to learn to do it the right way. So these are d3 plus 1 since there are 5 in there. So that's 4 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9 shots. Okay, and these will hit on 3s. No sustained hits or anything. That's not good. So only 5, but I need 3s to wound. So only 3. It's AP minus 2.
Down to 1.
Yes, because you do have cover from the pipes.
So 5s. I don't make any of them.
Do kill 3. So now there are only 2 guys left in there with the Cadre Fireblade. Shooting has concluded for the Tyranids. I'm going to start here. Trigon is going to charge into the Ghost Keel. He needs a 6 because he does have to get around the edge of this wall. Yeah, just need a 6. That's a 5.
Oh.
CP.
That's why you kept the CP.
That's a 7.
There you
Okay,
go.
so he makes it in. I want to just go ahead and jump him around.
Nice.
Like that. Okay, so I do control that objective. Even if I don't kill the Ghost Keel, I will get 5 points, supposing he doesn't die in combat. I don't think that's really possible. Alright, so next up, I am going to actually charge the Zoanthropes into the Crisis team. They need a 9.
Go for it.
They don't make it. And then next is going to be the Gene Stealers down here.
I will spend a CP for photon grenades, and there's an additional thing.
Yeah, they're -1 to hit, right? They lose...
No, it's actually different now. They must immediately take a battle shock
Oh,
test.
dang. Okay. So I do that first, Battle Shock?
Yep.
Okay, so they are not in Synapse, so they just get... They pass... Yeah, with an 8. They needed a 7. Alright, so now they need an 11, though, to make this charge. They do not make the charge, so they are exposed on the flank. I'm going to think here what I want to do with this Broodlord in the charge.
Yeah.
We found another charge. The Zoanthropes right here, they only need a 9 into the Piranha. I'm going to go ahead and try this just to get them out onto that objective. They fail. Okay.
They're cozy.
Yeah, maybe I can get some, cover or something. All right, so the Broodlord is just going into the suits. Is he? Yeah, he's just going into the suits. He made it with a 9. Okay, need about a second ago.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see where we end up. First up, Trigon into the Ghost Keel, 12 attacks. He'll hit on 3s, but I do have lethal hits against vehicles, so 6s will automatically wound. The Ghost Keel does have 2 drones, and he can expend each of them to turn the damage of an attack to 0. So he has how many wounds total?
12.
12. So 4 to get through to kill him normally because they're 3 damage. So I actually need 6 of these to kill him with those drones. Hitting on 3s.
That looks like one of my rolls.
Wow, that was incredibly bad.
No.
So even if I re-roll one of those, I can't kill him.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bother. No lethal hits either. But 3s to wound. So 3 do go through. So you get to make your saves first and then decide to reduce them?
It says after an attack has been allocated, you can change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0.
So you would have to do that now before the saves are made.
Yeah. I don't see any other situation where it's going to happen, so I'm just going to turn 2 of them to 0.
Okay, 2 to 0, and
there's
then
1.
1 save to make.
Because he can fall back and shoot with that battle support system, so...
And 4, it's AP -2, so...
He makes it, he's got 2 up.
2 up armor, okay.
Yeah.
So no damage done by the Trigon. Moving on to the Broodlord into the Crisis team. I haven't done any damage yet, but, looking to change that right here in the melee combat phase. I was thinking about doing Synaptic Insight to let him get precision attacks against the character, but you actually do that in your command phase. So I've already done it once this turn, can't really do it again. I was thinking it was per phase you got to choose that, but I don't. So we're going to do 5 attacks. They are devastating wounds, and they are twin linked. So I hit on 2s. He can re-roll 1 hit wound or whatever per turn from his enhancement.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's unfortunate. And then strength
5 or toughness
6.
5.
Okay, so 3s.
Ooh,
that's good.
that's 4 rolls.
I want to re-roll that and try to get another 6. Okay, I don't. So
I played with it.
yeah. So 1 4-up invulnerable save, and then you'll have 4 mortal wounds.
Nope.
No.
So that's
that'll kill,
6.
Yeah, that'll kill the injured guy.
So injured guy's gone. So that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 goes onto that, then 1 mortal wound, and then he's got 3. Because,
Okay. There we
Very
go.
nice.
Killed a suit. We finished the combats with the Tau. They did do a damage to the Broodlord. He's down to 5 wounds. No damage done to the Trigon here in the middle. So we do get 5 points for storming this objective. Storm hostile objective puts us to 12 points with the 5 we got for primary. So it's 20 to 12 heading into Tau turn 3. The Tau have issued their orders storm hostile objective and defend stronghold. That seems really familiar. So they do have a couple options. I am holding my home objective and the center objective. Defending stronghold, though, they have nothing on it, but the devilfish is in a good spot just to jump back to grab that one. Movement has concluded for the Tau Empire. What's going on over here with your Tau?
So, they got punched back pretty hard when they pulled into this sector over here. The Broodlord survived and has been ravaging the crisis suits over here. But they're all going to try to hold the line a little bit longer while the Breachers try to destroy that objective.
Yeah. So they are doing the mission objective. So the way it works is if there is a model from that unit within 1 inch of that objective and they control that objective, in their next command phase, they will remove it from the battlefield and score 5 points at the end of the game.
Correct. The rest of the force, we've got the Ghost Keel narrowly escaped the clutches of the Trigon in the center there and is now shifted around to try to give some support to the Crisis Suits and the Breachers over here. The Devilfish is going back to just kind of make sure that the home base is locked up.
What's the your secondary mission?
Defend Stronghold.
Defend Stronghold, yeah. So if he can sit there, that'll score some points. If I can't move him off of that objective in my next turn. And speaking of which, my last unit of Gene Stealers came in. I spent a CP, so they are out of line of sight with this big crate from this direction. So on my next turn, they can move up and hopefully try to contest that objective a little bit. In the back, these guys did not move. They're just chilling.
They remain stationary.
Oh yeah, they're just hanging out so they get some bonuses to their ballistic skill for their heavy weapons, and the Piranha shifted over just to kind of move block a little bit. With the zone throws, even though they can fly, they only move 5, so I don't think they can actually clear him if they needed to.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so that is actually probably a pretty good move block. But that's the situation here, and we'll go into the shooting phase. First up, Pathfinders firing in to the Gene Stealers back here. I'm not giving them the Fiona of Pain this time because they're not in Synapse range, so it's only a 6-up. So we're just going to see if they can survive. Sustained hits 2 now that it's Battle Round 3.
Battle Round 3, and they're guided. So, looking for 3s. 6s are sustained.
These are the Pulse Carbines.
Carbines, so that's
adds
2 of those.
4
Let's
of
drop
the misses back in.
all these misses, so then we'll just toss.
Stick 4 back.
And
Okay,
yeah, so that's
pretty
just
good.
2 drops so far.
16 hits. Strength 5.
Strength 5.
So 3s to win.
3s to wound.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. We'll take it.
3, 6, 9. 9, 10.
Oh, yes, 10.
Okay, I didn't see that one. Alright, so I need 10 5s. Okay,
That's
that was
not bad.
good. That kills 2.5 Gene Stealers so far. We have some drone shots.
So these are hitting on 4s.
2 sustained.
So that just adds 2 more from the
6.
misses.
And then these are 3s again.
Yep. 3s again, same profile.
4?
So,
4 4s.
There we go.
Make them. 4, I'm sorry, these are 5-up saves, not 4-up saves.
So one more guy that
one was injured, is dead, and 1 is down. So there's 1.5 left.
Yes, and then we have 2 rail rifles that are going to be hitting on 3s.
Because they stayed still.
And they're guided.
Yep.
Because they're separate.
Yep. Guidance
modifiers.
adds to ballistic skill.
So 1 hit.
1 hit, no
So
explosion.
they're not going to...
1 Gene Stealer will be alive.
Alright, this is going to be 2s.
Goes through.
So 5 up.
5, I fail. So the injured guy is dead. There's 1 Gene Stealer left on 2 wounds. Next up, the Crisis team firing into the Broodlord in combat. They are vehicles, so they can fire in to combat. They get -1 to hit doing
Minus
this?
1 to hit, but it's going to be negated because of the...
Yeah, so it'll go back to normal because they're being guided.
Yup.
So their base ballistic skill.
Make sure it's 18.
Counting up some dice. A lot of shots. 30 shots coming
30
in?
shots total. We got 18 from the Crisis.
18 from
and
the
then
suits.
12
and
from the Commander. These are not overcharged. We have exploding 6s in this, though, so... And they're double exploding.
Yeah. Hitting on 3?
So the Crisis
Hitting on
made it
4s.
on 4s.
Yeah, 4s for them.
So hopefully that makes up for the -1. Ooh. Here's the first one.
2 6s. Okay. I can live with 2 6s.
So, yeah, it looks like this is going to get balanced out by that. So these all drop out.
And then
And
add
then
4
more back in.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
that's above average.
And these are 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
Alright, alright.
That dropped all the ones I put back in, basically.
7.
7
7 4s.
at
We'll roll these.
-1.
Yeah, 7 4 up. That's not good.
Oh, that's only
fail
3.
3. They're only 1 damage each.
Yeah, 1 damage each.
I want to go ahead and re-roll one of these with his adaption.
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
he made it. So he only takes 2. He's got 3 wounds left prior to the commander firing in.
And we got 12 from the commander, and these are on 3s since the commander is natively a 3.
Yes.
So looking for 3s. No 6s.
No 6s.
But
That's
he didn't miss much.
still good. Still good. And 3s again.
3s again. Only dropped 2.
7 again.
Yep.
Alright. That's good.
Oh!
He's alive on 1 wound. The reroll saved
The
him.
saves!
Oh my gosh.
The reroll did save him.
The enhancement saved his life.
The Ghost Keel is unleashing his Ion Raker onto the Zoanthropes back here. He did fire his Flamer into the Trigon. No damage was done. So let's see if he can rake some Zoanthropes with an Ion Blast.
Alright, so these are 3s. And it's overcharged.
Oh yeah, overcharge. No 6s again.
Wow, it's better than the last one because it was only 2 the last couple times.
And then 3s.
3s. Oop.
2 so far.
There we go.
3.
And those are at -3.
So 3, 4 ups. Invulnerable save. How much damage are they? They're overcharged.
3.
I'm gonna spin a CP. Try to save one of these.
You already
guys.
did.
His
that's
is free
right.
from his.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do
That's
that.
really good.
Okay. So 2 Zoanthropes die, and I lose a CP. Does he hurt himself?
Is. He's good.
He does not hurt himself. The Tau did some charging. The stealth team charged into the Zoanthrope. They did no damage, but the Zoanthrope did 1 damage back. And over here, swinging around, the Piranha charged in to these Zoanthropes, did 1 damage, so 1's down to 1 wound, but they did 2 back to him, so the Piranha's down to 5 wounds. But now, we should, technically the Zoanthrope shouldn't have fought back yet, because I would choose the Broodlord first, but we went ahead and did those ones just to get him out of the way. So the Broodlord is attacking. Defenders fight first here, so he's going into the Crisis team, and the interaction between lethal hits, which I get for attacking vehicles, and devastating wounds is actually bad, because I don't want these 6s to automatically wound, because then they'll get 4-up saves. I want to try to get these wounds to be 6s. But here we go, 2s to hit. Okay, so that one automatically wounds, unfortunately. And then these will be strength 6, so 3s to wound, but 6s are mortals. And I can reroll everything with
That's right.
twin linked.
Thank you.
So I get 2 mortal wounds. So you have 3 4-up saves and then 2 mortal wounds.
Okay. So, here we go. I could just roll those. I don't know why I did that. 4 ups.
So you failed 2. That's 4. So you take 6 damage.
So
again, it'll kill 1 and put 1 suit to 3 wounds.
yeah, exact same thing.
All right, and then the Crisis team will get to fight back. Crisis team fighting back here.
5 ups. Can they finish him off? The Crisis Suit can't.
No, but can... What's your commander's name again?
Stormstrike.
Stormstrike. Can
She
she take out the Broodlord?
melee. No.
No. Okay, so the Broodlord survives another turn. But yeah, that's the end here. Zoanthropes are all engaged in combat, so that's not good for them. Means, yeah, not great shooting options for the Tyranids going in. But you do score... But you haven't scored Defense Stronghold yet, because you have to do that at the end of my next turn.
Score the Storm? Or no, that doesn't happen because I think I have to control it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't score either.
Yeah, so this is not stormed because they're both OC2, so it's contested back there, and they already controlled this objective, so no secondary is scored for the Tau in that battle round. Let's see what the objectives are for the Tyranids.
New orders for the Tyranids. Extend battle lines. Hold my home objective and an objective in no man's land. That's actually pretty tricky. Engage on all fronts. I have to get units in different table quarters. Maybe we can do this, but I don't think I can do both. We'll see.
The Tyranid forces have completed their movement and did not go great for us. So a couple things. We could have sat the Trigon in the center to get extend battle lines, holding that with my home objective possibly. But yeah, I need him to kill stuff, and if he sits there, he's not going to kill anything. So we abandoned that one. The plan was then to get the table quarters, engage on all fronts, there we go. Because he fell out of combat, he's in this quarter. The Zoanthropes over here fell out of combat, they're in this quarter. Then the other thing was our lone Gene Stealer down here. He charged, or he moved forward, they overwatched, and he died. So with his death, I don't get anything in this table quarter. I do have this table quarter right now with these Gene Stealers, so if they fail their charge, I actually would score. But if they get within 3 inches of this objective, basically, by charging in, they won't be in the table quarter, because they have to be more than 3 inches from kind of the border of the next table quarter. So with all of the objectives, like right on the line here, it makes this pretty difficult. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any secondaries. We scored 5 primary points for holding the center objective. So things are not looking great for the Tyranids right now. We need to kill some stuff so that we can start scoring in later turns. Moving into the shooting phase, the bioelectric pulse from the Trigon did kill the last 2 breachers, but the Cadre Fireblade is still there. I will note too, I spent a CP. This guy actually had failed his combat attrition test, so I spent a CP so that he could still possibly score, ended up dying. Okay, so none of 1 CP. Last thing to shoot this turn, the warrior down here is firing into the Piranha. He gets D3 shots for 1. And it hits on a 4. It does hit. Strength 9, so 3 to wound. It does wound.
All right.
AP -2.
So 6 up.
Yeah.
No.
So 2 more damage. So he's down to 3 wounds on the Piranha. But that is all of the shooting for the Tyranids. We are here at the end of the charge phase. We made several charges.
3 up.
Warrior charged in to the Piranha over there. I did some shenanigans. Actually, it was long enough that I got him out of range of that objective. So the idea is, even if they both survive, I was contesting it. I mean, it's, you know, you are controlling it currently, the tower controlling it currently, but if I manage to kill him in combat, then I can consolidate and hide behind that crate. Otherwise, the Pathfinders will just kill my guy. So that's why I did that. Hopefully he can kill it and consolidate into safety. Over here, the Trigon made it into the Ghost Keel, and the Gene Stealers made it into the Devilfish. And we're actually going to start with the Devilfish and the Gene Stealers. 20 attacks, hyper aggression, so 6 is automatically wound, and then with their ability, they basically have twin link since the Devilfish is on an objective.
Load up.
Let's see what we got. We got 4 auto wounds through, only 1 miss. So we've got 4 through. Now I need 6s again, but I reroll all of these. Okay,
Ooh,
so we got a
that's
few. After rerolls on the wounds, there are 11 that go through, so I can't kill it. It's got 13 wounds, but these are 5-up saves because of AP -2.
Right. See how tough this armor is. Oh.
Make 3. Okay, take 8 wounds. Nice work, Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealers have done their part. Now it's up to the Trigon. He is going to swing in here at the Ghost Keel. Hits on 3s with 12 attacks. 6s automatically wound because of our hyper aggression. Ooh, that's nice. So, I accidentally rolled 1 extra die, so I'm just taking one of those 6s that I rolled and made it a miss. So I got 5 6s through so far for auto wounds, and then I have 6 more, which need, that's weirdly cocked. Okay, so 3 more. So 8 saves at AP -2.
So that puts me at 4-ups.
3 damage each.
All we need is
we need
4 to go through.
Need a big time kill here.
Oh man! All right, come on, Ghost Keel. No more drones to protect you.
That's good.
Oh,
made 4, lost 4. So that's death. Unless you CP
reroll, and I'm going to do that.
Oh, this is big. He survives. All right, he takes 9.
He's bracketed though.
Okay, so this Ghost Keel is bracketed. Next up for charging units, the warrior over here. If he can't kill it, I just realized I will get extend battle lines because I am controlling this objective over here right now. But he's got 5 attacks, hits on 3s, 6s auto wound. No 6s, and can't actually do it. He's got 3 wounds left. I have a CP. I have to go for it for points. Rerolling with my last CP. Oh, and that auto wounds.
Look at that.
But now I need 5s. 2 go through, AP -1.
So he's at 5s. He makes 1.
Makes 1, fails 1. Okay, so he's down to 2 wounds. So I do not control that. I will not get it. And then defenders select probably over here with the Broodlord. Mistakes were made. I should have saved that last CP for Death Frenzy on him, but I think he's going to survive anyway. I do get, it is a new turn, so I do get to reroll at least 1 save if I need to here. Alright, but we are attacking with...
Rank and file first. Let's see if the Crisis Suit can do it. Nope.
No.
Commander Stormstrike. Get another shot.
Oh my gosh, 3 hits.
Strike 5.
4s to wound.
2 wound. Oh, 2
wounds.
wounds. No AP.
2 4s. I fail them both. So even with a free reroll, he will die. With the Broodlord deceased, that is the end of the Tyranid turn. I went ahead and actually discarded both of my objectives that I had just pulled to get 2 CP back. I don't think either is really a great option. And I mentioned like if he could have killed the Piranha, I would have got extended battle lines, but it's not actually true because I have to hold an objective in no man's land, so not the enemy objective. So I wouldn't have scored that either way. So I ditched both of those going in. So I did get 5 points for primaries and no points for secondaries. I did deny Defend Stronghold for the Tau, so they don't get any points for that. But at the end of battle round 3, it is 30 points to the Tau and 17 points for the Tyranids. Let's see what new objectives the Tau will get. New objectives for the Tau: cleanse, control an objective, and don't shoot stuff, basically. It just can't be your home objective. So that one, definitely the Pathfinders can get theirs. 1 objective was destroyed per the primary mission, so that one is not available for it. And then overwhelming force. With this one, you kill a unit that started the turn within objective, controlling an objective, so my Gene Stealers would be the target with that one. We are in the midst of movement for the Tau. The Zoanthropes are hard to see here, but they're under there. They can see they're firing at the Crisis team 3d3 shots using the not focused version. Okay, so that's 5 shots. And hitting on 6s. 6s automatically wound though, because they're vehicles.
Nice. Ooh,
2 auto wounds. Yeah, AP -2.
So 4-ups.
4-up saves. Gotta take them one at a time,
Yes,
technically, because they're D3 damage, so they could kill the guy.
So first 4-up.
Fail. D3 damage.
I'm going to...
Oh, do you want to CP?
CP one of these, because
CPing.
I have so much CP. And any extra wound saved here is great. Okay.
Passes.
That's 1.
Okay, and then 1 more 4-up. You pass it.
Cool.
Okay. So no damage is done by the Overwatch. the Tau have finished their movement. Caldray Fireblade shifting up towards the Zoanthropes over there. The stealth team kind of shifted around to get in the way of the Zoanthrope a little bit more. Ghostkeel fell out of combat. He passed his combat attrition test, so he's moving back to the center objective. The Devilfish failed its combat attrition test, so if it fell out of combat on a 1 or 2, it would just explode. So it's hanging out. The Crisis team, they shifted up with their big movement, and then the Piranha also fell out of combat. He did his combat attrition test thing to the Zoanthropes, but they passed. And then the Pathfinders are just huddling around this objective.
In cleanse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cleansing for the secondary. They did get 10 points for primaries for holding.
Was this one
and my objective because of the way I shifted my guy. I went big and it backfired. Okay, so that's the movement for the Tau. Let's go to some shooting. First thing to shoot is the now bracketed Ghostkeel. He is firing into the building at the Zoanthropes. He has been guided though, so he goes to his back up to a 4 hit.
All right, 4s.
That's bad news, Bears.
That's really bad. Those are 2 each.
Yep.
He's guided.
Yep. So those are 8 more. So that's 12.
Well, he's making up for his.
12 hits. That's pretty good. That's pretty
considering that he only gets 6 shots.
Yeah. Not bad doubling.
Dear God. Okay. And these are it's overcharged. These are strength 9, so 3s.
3s to wounds.
Rerolling 1s because of the stealth suits.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot.
Okay, that one didn't convert, so that's.
That's his wounds. That 3 that you just.
Oh, it was. Yes. Thank you.
So 10. 9. 10. 10. I've got 10. These are 4-up saves for the immortal save.
They're 3 damage each.
3 each. I should have spent. I want to spend a CP if you don't mind on the. I need to spend that on Feeling of Pain before I forget. Can I do that? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's 6 that go through. So 1 is alive on 1 wound, and then 3 more. Okay, so 1 dies. Okay, 1 dies. Actually, I did still lose 2 Zoanthropes because 1 was on 1 wound already, and that second set of 3 saves, Feel No Pains, I didn't make any. So I'm down to 1, but now the Crisis team is firing in at them. They've been guided as well. So these are the regular Crisis suit is firing in, not overcharged.
So looking for 3s.
Only 1 6, that's nice. So they all hit +2.
That's a really good roll, jeez.
And then 3s again.
3s again. No rerolls. That is weirdly cocked.
So 3 drop out. That gives us 8.
Yeah.
8 4s.
8 -1s.
They're just 1 damage though, right? You didn't
1
overcharge?
damage.
Alright, so that many 5s.
They're 5-ups. Oh!
Oh my gosh, that actually matters.
Oh!
It's alive on 1 wound.
Alright. I swear this is the same thing that happened to that first
But
one.
the commander still gets to shoot,
we still got the
it's-
commander.
I don't think it's going to matter.
No. These are 2s. And that's...
He did roll 1 miss though.
But it comes back in with 5 more.
Alright, so good shooting. 3s again.
3s again.
Not
That's
as good.
Dropped a good
but
bit.
It's not going to matter. I don't think.
Yeah,
What do we got?
You've got
9?
1 wound left, so yeah, 9.
9 force coming up. No
You got
problem.
it. You got
Not a problem. Okay, maybe a problem. Okay,
Wasn't a bad roll.
that
but,
many
yeah.
that many 5s. All right, he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Zoanthrope threat has been eliminated. It's not looking good for the Tyranid. The end of the Tau turn, they do score 3 points for cleansing 1 objective, which puts them on 43 currently. They will get 5 bonus points at the end for scouring that objective down there. So really they have about 48 points going into the Tyranid turn 4. It's not looking good.
Objectives for the Tyranids. Drew Cleanse and Deploy Teleport Hammer. Both not great options because it means I'm not doing anything, and it has to be with Cleanse and with Deploy Teleport Hammer, you choose a unit in the shooting phase that's eligible to shoot. So since my Gene Stealers are engaged, they would have to fall back, which they wouldn't be eligible to shoot. They're not eligible to shoot if they're engaged. So yeah, just not a great combo there. So I did spin a CP, dropped Deploy Teleport Hammer, got behind the enemy lines, which we can score with the Gene Stealers and the Trigon, but it's not looking good so far for the Tyranids. We have come to the end of the Tyranids' turn. Not great for us. The Trigon came back. We shot at the Devilfish to try to kill it so that they could be selected in the shooting phase to blow up this objective or to cleanse it. He brought it down to 1 wound with his bioelectric pulse, so that didn't pay off. Over here, sorry about the focus, the warrior did shoot and kill the piranha. Then he charged the crisis team. They overwatched him and killed him. And then in combat, the Trigon charged, and he did kill the Devilfish, which exploded. It killed the wounded Gene Stealer and took 3 damage off the Trigon. But he is wholly within 12 inches of the edge of the board, so he is wholly within the enemy deployment zone as well as the Gene Stealer. So we get 5 points for behind enemy lines. So with the 5 points we got for controlling this objective for primaries, that puts the Tyranids to 27 points. And currently, before objectives and before primaries, the tower already on 48, and they're going to get 10 primaries, puts them at 58. So even if they don't score anything else, they're going to win the game, because at 27, the most points I could possibly score in Battle Round 5 would be if I destroyed this for the primary to get 10 points. I'll get 5 points for primaries. Actually, I wouldn't even get the 5 points for primaries because I would have to destroy that objective. So I wouldn't get, I guess I could charge up to here. So okay, so we got 10 here, 5 there, and even if I got the 10 for my secondaries, which would be almost impossible to do at this point, I would end up with 52 points, and they're going to be on 58 already. So with that, it is a victory for the Tau. I imagine at this point the Gene Stealers and Trigon just kind of like rush forward, and there's just a big wall of pulse and ion blasts, and they're cut down as they're charging in as the last stand, as the Tau cleanse this area, scorch and scour it of all the Tyranid threat, and take the victory. We have concluded our battle. Talking about it, what went right, what went wrong. It was actually pretty close when you look at secondary objectives. So the Tau scored 13, Tyranid scored 12. So we're only 1 point down on the secondaries. The issue I had as the Tyranid player was I only scored 5 primaries each battle round, and the Tau scored 10 primaries every battle round. So that was kind of the big differentiator, and we were talking about attributing that mainly to the fact that the Tau were so much more maneuverable than the Tyranids. So like my Zoanthropes, we were joking, the ones over here, they were right next to my home objective the whole game, and they never got onto it because they're so slow, and the speed of the Piranha coming in to move block and charge them and stuff. The Piranha's, all the way over here by this building to start. He gets onto this objective before the Zoanthropes do, who are right next to it. Like literally, I took a whole turn. I moved them their full 5 inches. They weren't within range, and then the next turn, the Piranha was there to block them. Yeah. So I just couldn't score the primaries. I got caught out of position. I mean, that's on me for putting them in that spot. And the other thing, I feel like that was just kind of a matchup, where I needed to be more cognizant of your speed versus how slow I was. The main thing I think I should have done better was target acquisition. When I had both squads of Zoanthropes over here and able to shoot at the crisis team when they were over here, I should have just fired everything into them instead of shooting into the breachers over here. I wanted to get rid of like volume of fire, which obviously both units had. My concern was the crisis team had 4 up and vulnerable saves, and my thought was, okay, I'll just blast these little guys, get them out of the way, charge in with the Broodlord and take out a couple crisis suits. But it didn't work out like that. I could only kill 1 crisis suit per combat. So yeah, I really should have just shot them and charged into the breachers. They have an ability, a stratagem where they can jump back into the Devilfish, which I should have just forced them to use that. So that was just bad
target selection on my part, I think.
It's tough though, because
Yeah.
I mean they're both very threatening,
Oh yeah.
and they both have their. I mean, there's 30 shots from one, and I think at the time there was 3 crisis suits left, counting
Yeah.
the commander, and that was like 40.
Yeah.
That was 30. It was 30.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a toss up either
Yeah.
way.
Tough choices, and that's that's what makes the game exciting. Is like you have to make those choices in the moment. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. I think I got it wrong there. The other thing that really hurt me was the ghost kill and my inability to shoot it, because you can't shoot it if it's outside of 12 inches. Like my idea was I have my Zoanthropes in here, they have a 24-inch range, they can shoot, towards the middle of the battlefield. But with him, if he's outside of 12, I can't shoot him. And that's really who the Zoanthropes needed to be shooting. And I never got a chance to do that with them. The line of sight blocking terrain in the middle also was a huge hindrance, because like I had my 36-inch Venom cannon in the back. It never got to shoot anything basically the whole game, because it was blocked out and I needed to keep him alive to try to score stuff. But then the zone, it was a whole thing. It all compounded together. But yeah, the ghost kill was huge.
Yeah.
I really should have just committed the Trigon to killing it. It should have just been on it the whole time until it died. That's what I should have done there. But you live or lose and learn, and that's what happened here. MVPs.
Yeah.
Pathfinders and Ghost Kill, I think, really were the winners here. These guys, I basically ignored, unfortunately. If I could have made the first charge with the Gene Stealers, but they photon grenaded them, so I needed an 11. That would have been different, but yeah. Maneuverability of the Crisis suits, the Ghost Keel, the Devilfish with the Breachers, all of that contributed, I think, to the Tau victory today. But it was a good one. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So again, 10th edition. What are you thinking? Good stuff.
So yeah, I've done 3 matches of 10th edition. This is my 3rd, and this is the first one I've played against an army that's not topping the charts right now. And it felt good. Like, it was a good match. It felt like it really came down to a lot of dice rolls and just some tactical decisions.
Yep.
It didn't feel like there was anything that was too oppressive. Like, there was ways to outmaneuver things. I think that there was just a matchup that went in Tal's favor when it came to maneuverability against things like the Zoanthropes. And just the fact that you didn't have as much shooting that could get close enough. Like, the Zoanthropes were the big shooting.
Yeah.
And they just weren't there.
Yeah. And we mentioned it too, like, I literally didn't shoot or attack in my first turn.
Yeah.
Like, because, again, of the maneuverability of the Tau.
Yeah.
I had my scout move. I moved up with my Broodlord and everything over here, but everything scooted out of the way. I couldn't get into range of anything. So yeah, it was, it didn't, the score didn't reflect it in. Obviously we quit our turn early because I couldn't score enough points to catch up, but I think it was actually a pretty good game if I could have just, you did what you needed to do to stop me from scoring. That's exactly what's supposed to happen, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
For the greater good. And I'm a Tau player anyway, so,
I'm looking forward to seeing Tau, the blue Tau.
Yeah, the blue Sunars coming back. They'll be in the next video, so on two Wednesdays from this video's release, Sunars will be back on the channel. We'll get to do some cool stuff with them.
Stay tuned.
But thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell your neighbor. But yeah, have fun.